Hello, Paula and team. Welcome to the Randall Family Kitchen. I am Liz Randall in Atlanta, Georgia. Paula, I can't tell you how delighted I was with this week's challenge, where we are not only making a decadent dessert, but we're doing it to make our grannies proud. I had 3 sets of grandparents as I was growing up, which was an awesome experience. It was so wonderful, and each grandmother was so different. My brother's father was killed during World War II, and after that my mother remarried and I came along. But each set of grandparents treated us like their own, and so we had such a wonderful growing up time. The grandparents were so different. I had a granny that was Irish, redhead, freckles, always a laugh, always a lot of fun. I had a very sophisticated uptown grandmother. I had a grandmama who was from rural Florida that taught us what family was all about. So, all very different. We learned very early that diversity and appreciating that is a good lesson. It's one that has served us well all these years. The grandmother I'm honoring for the second in this series of 3 videos is my German grandmother. And for her, I'm making this German chocolate cake. It was my father's favorite, and every time we went to their house there was a German chocolate cake. And you can imagine my surprise when I was doing the research this week to discover that German chocolate cakes weren't invented until the 50s. I thought they came over with her from Germany. Well, there you go. To honor her preciseness, I followed the original recipe for the cake to a T. And her secret for delightful cakes was always to not use a mixer, but use a spoon, a wooden spoon, and beat the cake batter 300 times. And I can see her to this day beating those cakes, a bowl under her arm. So that's what I did. But I had to be careful to stay within the hour time limit, so I did line the pans with wax paper so that I could take the cake out of the pan to allow them to cool that much quicker. Another change is, instead of the traditional 3 layers, I made 4 just to make it a little more decadent, more like a torte. I did stray a little bit for the filling. While the cakes were cooking, I made the filling, and I Philicized the filling. I followed the standard recipe again for the filling. However, the recipe calls for 8 tablespoons of butter. I used, 12 tablespoons butter. I used 8 tablespoons Philadelphia cream cheese and 4 tablespoons butter, just making this filling even more richer, creamier. It stays in place so much better, as you can see here, and that's what the Philadelphia cream cheese does for us, really making it a very rich, decadent dessert. And I'm going to have a piece. As you can see, the 4 layers with the wonderful filling in the middle, just to make it even more decadent. And it's already delicious. I made a chocolate drizzle, and I'm just going to drizzle it over the cake. How awesome is that? And how beautiful. I'm going to have a bite. Oh my grandmother would be very proud. Thank you, Paula.